Naomi sat on the cool wooden floor of their tiny one-room apartment, her 5 children sleeping soundly beside her. The dim glow of the freaking candle cast long shadow on the cracked wall, mirroring the burden on her heart. Her husband had walked away months ago, leaving nothing behind but unpaid bills and shattered dreams. She has begged, she has cried, but in the end she was alone. Tears weighed in her eyes, but she wiped them away. She could not afford to be weak. Her children depends on her. Naomi clings her fangs, feeling a fragrant determination rise within her. I will not fall, she whispered to herself. I will not sell my dignity for survival. I will raise my children with honor, and I will chase my dream. No matter how hard it gets, I will remain pure. That night she made a vow, one that could shape her future and test her strength in ways she never imagined. The world might be against her, but she could not break. As the morning sun crept through the tiny window, Naomi stood up with a renewed purpose. Today was the first day of a new chapter, and she was ready to fight for a better life. Naomi's day began before the sun arose and ended long after it had set. She worked tirelessly, juggling multiple jobs just to keep food on the table. In the morning, she scrubbed floor at the local school, her knees aching from the hours spent bent over. In the afternoon, she sold homemade snacks on the street, calling out to passerby with a hopeful smile. At night, she took in laundry from wealthy family, washing and ironing until her hands were raw. Despite the exhaustion, she refused to complain. Her children needed her, and she was determined to provide for them. But the world was not kind to a woman alone. Some men offered her money in exchange for favor, assuming her desperation could break her. Others mocked her, whispering behind her back about how she could bound to fail. One evening, as Naomi packed up her small stall, a well-dressed man approached her. He smiled warmly, his eyes gleamed with hidden intention. You work too hard, he said, handing her a business card. I can help you, make things easier for you. Just think about it. Naomi looked at the card, then at the man. She knew what he was offering. For a brief moment, she felt the weight of her struggle pressed down on her. But then she remembered her vow. With a steady voice, she handed the card back. Thank you, but I can take care of myself. The man chuckled, shaking his head as he walked away. Naomi let out a slow breath. She had chosen dignity over comfort once again. The road ahead was tough, but she could walk it with pride. Words of Naomi refused spread quickly. Some admired her strength, while others knocked at what they saw as foolish pride. Women whispered behind her back, wondering how long she could hold out before giving in. Men watched her with knowing snip, confident that desperation could eventually break her. At the marketplace, she overheard a group of women talking. She acted like she's better than us. One of them said, let's see how long she lasts. Naomi kept her head high and continued her walk. She could not let their words shake her resolve. Yet, deep inside, her doubt weighed on her. Did she really have the strength to endure? Her children too began to feel the pressure. At school, they had correct comments about their mother. Your mother thinks she's a saint, but saints do not put food on the table. A classmate sneered at her eldest son, David. That night, David confronted her. Mama, why don't you just accept help? Why make life harder for us? Naomi took her hands in hers. Her eyes filled with both love and determination. Son, we may be struggling now, but I want you to grow up knowing that we never traded our dignity for survival. We will build our own path no matter how long it takes. David smiled but nodded, understanding her strength even if he did not fully agree. Naomi knew she was walking a lonely path, but she also knew she was walking the right one. As Naomi pushed through another exhausting day, fate brought her unexpected blessing. One afternoon, while selling snacks at the busy intersection, a middle-aged woman stopped to buy some. She was well-dressed, her demo warm yet authoritative. These are delicious, the woman said after taking a bite. Did you make them yourself? Naomi nodded. Yes, madam, I prepared everything fresh each morning. The woman smiled. I run a small catering business. I am looking for someone hardworking and reliable. Could you be interested in working for me? Naomi's heart slipped. This could be the break she needed. Yes, madam, I did be honored. Good, the woman said. Come to my shop tomorrow morning. Let's see what you can do. My name is Mrs. Benson, by the way. Naomi thanked her repeatedly, feeling a mix of excitement and nervousness. That night, she prayed for strength and wisdom. This job could change everything, but she has to prove herself. The next morning, she arrived at the catering shop before sunrise, ready to work. Miss Benson put her to test immediately, asking her to prepare different dishes. Naomi's hands moved with precision. Years of struggle have shaped her skills. By the end of the day, Mrs. Naomi nodded in approval. "You are talented, Naomi. If you keep this up, you might have a future in this business." Tears of gratitude sprinkled Naomi's eyes. For the first time in a long while, she felt a glimmer of hope. Perhaps her journey was beginning to take a turn for the better. Naomi quickly settled into her new job, working long hours at the clothing shop while still tending to her children's needs. The extra income provided some relief, allowing her to buy better food and clothes for the kids. However, balancing works and motherhood was not easy. Some nights she came home so exhausted that she could barely stand, yet she still made time to help her children with their schoolwork. She refused to let them feel neglected, even if it meant to sacrifice her own rest. David took on more responsibility, helping his younger ones with chores and ensuring they behaved. Naomi saw the quiet burden he carried and it pained her, but she also felt proud of the young man he is becoming. One evening, Mrs. Benson noticed Naomi fatigue and pulled her aside. "You are doing well, but you need to take care of yourself too. Burnout won't help anyone." Naomi forced a smile. "I can't afford to slow down. My children need me." Mrs. Benson sighed. "I admire your strength, Naomi, but strength also means knowing when to rest. If you ever need help, just ask." For the first time, Naomi considered that maybe she did not have to carry everything alone. Perhaps there are people willing to support her, not in a way that compromises her value, but in a way that truly uplifts her. Encouraged by Mrs. Benson's words, Naomi slowly started accepting small acts of kindness. When a co-worker offered to share her workload, she hesitated but eventually agreed. When a neighbor volunteered to watch her younger children while she worked, she gratefully accepted. This small gesture reminded her that strength wasn't just about enduring hardship alone. It was also about knowing when to accept help. As Naomi began more comfortable in her role at the catering shop, she began to dream bigger. Watching Miss Benson manage her business inspired her. She wanted to do more than just work. She wanted to build something of her own. One evening, as they closed up the shop, Naomi gathered the courage to speak. "Mr. Benson, I want to learn more about running a business. I don't just want to cook. I want to build something for my children's future." Mr. Benson smiled knowingly. "I was waiting for you to say that. Ambition is a good thing, Naomi. Let's start by teaching you the basics of managing a business." Naomi's heart swelled with excitement. This was the beginning of a new chapter, one which she couldn't just survive but strive. Mrs. Benson took Naomi under her wings, teaching her the intricacy of running a business. Naomi learned about budgeting, customer care, and marketing. She paid close attention, absorbing every lesson like a sponge. She started applying what she learned, taking on more responsibility at the catering shop. Customers noticed her dedication, and some even started asking her by her name. Naomi's confidence grew as she saw her effort bearing fruit. Despite the progress, there were challenges. Some employees restrained her rapid growth, seeing her as a male worker who did not deserve such opportunity. Rumors spread, but Naomi kept her focus. She reminded herself why she started this journey: to build a better future for her children. Each day brought new lessons, and with them, Naomi inches closer to making her own dreams a reality. Just as Naomi started to feel hopeful about her future, a sudden setback tested her resolve. A close family member fell ill, forcing her to spend more time and money on medical care. The financial strain threatened to undo all her progress. To make matters worse, an old acquaintance reappeared, offering an easy way out: a loan with impossible interest, or a business deal that went against her principle. Naomi stood firm. "I made a vow," she reminded herself. "No shortcut, no compromise." Determined not to fall, she found a way, working extra shifts, cutting expenses, and leaning on the kindness of those who genuinely cared. This test only strengthened her resolve to succeed the right way. Despite the challenges, Naomi refused to give up. She worked harder, learned new skills, and even started saving small amounts for her own business. With Miss Benson's encouragement, she took a leap of faith and began to make plans to start her own catering service. The journey was far from easy, but Naomi's determination remains unshakable. With her savings and Mrs. Benson's guidance, Naomi rented a small space and started her own catering business. The first few weeks were tough, with little profit and many obstacles, but Naomi persisted, relying on her faith and perseverance to push forward. As Naomi settled into her new business, she faced moments of self-doubt. What if she fails? What if she could not sustain the business? Late at night, this fear crept into her mind, threatening to break her resolve. But every morning,
She reminded herself of her vow. Her children depend on her. She could not let her fear control her. One day, Mrs. Benson visited her shop. "You have come a long way, Naomi," she said. "But do you believe in yourself as much as I do?" Naomi hesitated. "I wanted to, madam." Mrs. Benson smiled, then started acting like it. "Confidence is key in business. Own your success." Naomi took those words to heart. Slowly, she began to trust in her ability, making bold decisions and pushing forward with new determination. Word of Naomi's delicious food spread, and orders increased. Customers praised her flavor, and soon she was catering for small events. For the first time, she felt like her dream was within reach. Despite the success, challenges continued to arise. Financial struggle, business competitors, and personal sacrifice tested her endurance. But Naomi faced each challenge with unwavering faith, knowing that giving up was not an option. Years later, Naomi stood in front of her striving business, her children beside her. She has stayed true to her vow, never compromised her dignity. She has built a future for her family through faith, hard work, and perseverance. As she looked at her children, strong, educated, and proud, she knew she has fulfilled her vow. Naomi has not only survived, but she has triumphed. Thank you for spending time with us. We hope this story touched your heart and sparkled your thoughts. For more beautiful tales that carry the soul of Africa, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Until next time, keep the story close and the lesson closer.